Okay. Okay. So every face I saw that day was a little different, but at the same time, I looked around and everyone was reaching towards the same goal. And honestly, I could not see myself being there. It was hard to believe I made it that far. So, rewinding a little bit, back in high school, 17, senior year, everyone's kind of on edge, colleges, decision making, futures, career, anxiety was like off the roof for me. Um, Coming from like a South Asian household, I was really told like career decisions, everything, need to know like step by step. You need to know about your future. You need to be thinking about this every day. So when I was 17, I made the decision to kind of go through with exploring my career efforts and interests and taking a chance at a little competition. So for someone who always played it safe and didn't really put myself out there, I was really reserved. I think this was a big decision for me. So I decided to join a medical competition with me and my friends since medicine and healthcare was really important to me. And I entered the room. I looked around. I was like, everyone here is better than me. Everyone here is smarter than me. If you don't make it to state, really, the organization, there's like nothing for you to do. So there's a lot of pressure here. And as much as it was like something that I knew would be really fun for a lot of us, I also knew it was something for me in order to grasp if this career was really for me. So within the competition, there's a few guidelines and a few steps towards getting towards that end goal. The first one was making a decision what competitions I really wanted to do, since there was like a bunch of different categories within them. And I decided to do the poster competition, which basically you had to make a poster about a specific type of specialty in healthcare or of a doctor. And then the triage competition in terms of like a natural disaster. So basically deciding that process of which patient are you going to give treatment to if you're in like a severe case, like if there's like a natural disaster like a hurricane and like you see a lot of their symptoms. And both of those I was doing along with my friend. She was my partner, and I was really grateful to kind of have that backbone and support since I wasn't used to doing things on my own yet. So the triage category in particular began with a preliminary test, another test, great. We're used to that, like at school, just another multiple choice test, right? Um, and I felt prepared, but also I have a lot of self doubt. So I understood I really need to study for this. So I studied hard. I took the test. Honestly, I left the room. I was like, yeah, no, I failed that. Honestly, I was not feeling good. And I was like, me, no way. I'm not going to make it. So results come out like a week later. I'm like walking towards the healthcare room. Like, I'm ready for my name not to be on there. And I go, and disbelief, my name's on there, and I'm heading towards state. And I was really excited, but then I realized I hadn't told my parents that I like kind of was involved in this competition, and this I was going to be like out of town in a hotel for 3 days, and I was like, yeah, I come from like a South Asian strict household. I've never left. As silly as it is, I've never been away from my parents. Um, so I told them, and they were like, honestly really easygoing with them. They're like, you know what, you can go. So with relief, I like packed my bags and I was ready for like 3 to 4 days. We went to Decatur, Illinois, small town around like 4 hours away from where I live. And we're all my classmates who made it were on a bus. We drove down, and from the moment we got there, my supervisor, who was also my professor or teacher at the time, she was like, yeah, so whoever's in the poster competition, you guys have to go like right now to like put your board like downstairs. And I was like, oh, okay, so no time for exploration, it's time to go, go, go. Me and my friend like ran to our hotel, like our room in the hall, and threw on our blazers, like put on our name tags, and like ran downstairs to place our poster. And I got down there and I looked around and I was like, no one else is dressed professionally. Like, am I even? I'm even here. Like, so I was really confused. I'm like, I read the guidelines. I thought this was what it was supposed to be, and then I kind of realized, like, oh, all we needed to really do was place our poster. We weren't actually presenting anything yet. So felt a little silly right there, but it was all good. Took the chance to kind of like finally explore downstairs and meet a bunch of people who all had like the same interests, but like also came from like all different parts of Illinois, which I thought was really interesting. The competition was also fun. Like we had to do like fun activities like an escape room, kind of had like speakers and like brunches. Food wasn't very good, but like a good brunch. And then it was time for the triage competition. Very nervous, all hours of watching random YouTube videos to study, practicing on your friends. And that was the first day I wore scrubs. And immediately I was like, yeah, this feels right. Like, this is what you're meant to do. So go downstairs. And for the few days that I was there so far, I was like, honestly, everyone's really friendly. It honestly felt like everyone was in unison despite it being a competition. But once I got into that line, I could tell like, yeah, the competition is at stake. People are like on edge. So I kind of walk in, didn't really know what to expect. Three very intimidating, scary judges in the front. A bunch of like played like actors and actresses who like played as patients, and then a couple mannequins. Um, so very scared, but they didn't honestly say much, which was also made me a little anxious. They were just like, yeah, so you guys can like start, since I guess it was all up to our own interpretation. And then I could see from that moment that my friend was about to say something, like about to go towards a patient, and I knew that wasn't the right step. Like I was like, no, I've been like reading this, so I kind of like step forward and bluntly be like, hey, actually, whoever the patients who are that can like speak and also like walk, like their limbs are able to move, please step towards the front. And I knew that was the right move because two people stood up, and I was like, okay, that was a good decision. Kind of made our way around, kind of did things like checking airways, blood pressure, um, doing casts for like people with like broken arms. Obviously, their arms weren't really broken, but kind of playing the game, and then doing things like CPR on the mannequins. And I left not knowing if I did everything right, but honestly proud for the decision I made, given I was a very indecisive person. And so we both left, kind of just enjoyed the rest of the night, had dinner with all our classmates, like all sharing our different experiences since everyone had a different competition. There were some girls who did the writing one, and some who did more like speech kind of area, like how we're doing right now, and kind of just like getting info from everybody. So the next day was the last day, results day, and we all were focused. We understood like that we did our best. We went down. The banquet dinner was very long, very boring, as you would seem, because you're kind of just there to be like, hey, did I win? Did I lose? Um, so my competitions came up and I didn't win either of them. So I was like, okay, it's all good because honestly, I really was just there for the experience and really just to reassure myself on what I wanted my future to be. So I thought that was over. And then there was one writing competition that some other girl in my class did, but she wasn't there. And she was the only one who won out of all of us. So we were all just like, okay, what the heck? Like, no, none of us are going to be able to go on the stage. Like, she's not here. What are we supposed to do? And she also was brown. She wore glasses. And so everyone looked at me and they're like, you can go up, right? And I was like, I guess so. I mean, like, this isn't what I was expecting. So I walk up on the stage, I accept the award, I kind of like shake hands with whoever was presenting it, and I walk down, everyone was like, congratulations, congratulations. I'm just like the guilt in the back of my head. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't me, but thank you. So I sit back down and I got to tell her like the week after, which was really funny because she was like, that's exactly why you were gonna go up there. And so that was really different. And at that moment I knew it was over. So it was very sad, but honestly, this was an experience that I knew that I was gonna take with me forever. And it really solidified like my confidence in my abilities. And I just knew that I was really glad I did it. I honestly wish I did it the year before, but you can't really go back and make decisions over again. Um, So this was something that really meant a lot to me and really reassured me that, hey, I'm gonna go through with this, no matter how hard it is, because I know it's gonna be hard. Like everything is competitive, and I genuinely just really gained a lot of confidence from it, and I'm incredibly grateful for that.
Good job. Way to make it to state. That sounds fun.
Thank you.
Ah, that's exciting.
I've never even heard of that. I think I'd enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's really enjoyable. Honestly, like everyone is like competitive, but like in a good way.
Yeah. So I think that's it, right? We're done. We're all done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing
was-
so much recording.